Marie is going to explain.
I am. You know, part of the issue with trying to define a sanctuary city is that it can mean a variety of different things depending on the place. So broadly speaking, it can be defined as cities, counties, or states with laws dictating how much local jurisdictions can cooperate with federal immigration officials. So there are 11 states that have made themselves sanctuary states and hundreds of cities and counties that have their own range of policies. For example, Chicago, they have a so-called welcoming city ordinance. And that means that they do not ask about immigration status or use that to deny city services. Officials also are not allowed to provide immigrations and customs enforcement support. And then there is Clayton County, that's in Georgia. It has a much narrower definition. Officers do not honor ICE requests to detain migrants for deportation. So many sanctuary city laws revolve around ICE detainment requests. Here's how it works. Essentially, when you're arrested and you're booked for a crime, law enforcement takes your fingerprints, and then those fingerprints are automatically sent to federal databases, including one ICE maintains for unauthorized immigrants. Now, ICE can send a detainer request to ask local police to hold a person until the agency arrives. At sanctuary cities, however, they do not enforce those requests. That's the difference. So why would a city do this? Well, mostly, you know, it has to do with obviously ensuring immigrants feel comfortable reporting and cooperating with criminal investigations. If someone's worried about deportation for themselves, their family, their friends, they are much less likely or willing to assist the police. For some cities, though, it's also about the financial costs of assisting ICE. Federal officials are not required to reimburse local law enforcement for the costs of housing individuals awaiting deportation.
It is important for families that are anxious. It is important for children and adolescents that are unsure because of Tuesday to understand that the city of Chicago is your home. You are always welcome in this city. Always. To be clear about what Chicago is, it always will be a sanctuary city. To all those who are, after Tuesday's election, very nervous, there's filled with anxiety has been spoken to, you are safe in Chicago. You are secure in Chicago, and you are supported in Chicago. The city continues will provide services, and your ability to access those services will always be there. They will not waver or change because of administration. They may change, but our values do not. This is a city of inclusion. And while you are here, and you call Chicago home, and you call yourself a resident of the city of Chicago, your legal status does not determine whether your kids can go to school. Your legal status does not determine whether you can access public services. And this is a representative of what it means to be a community of support. You are safe, you are secure, and you're supported in the city of Chicago.
Emotional outbursts, at times so heated, police had to step in. We're talking about City Council today and a vote to spend $51 million on helping migrants here in Chicago. CBS 2 political investigator Dana Kosloff was there for all the action, and Dana, strong feelings all around.
Yeah, Erica, and for many different reasons, among them the fact that this $51 million approved today is only a short-term fix, and more money will be needed in just weeks.
We cannot continue to falsely pit communities against one another.
Deep emotional wounds coming to the surface.
As Black people who have been hurt continuously by the city and country it loves, it ain't our responsibility to take care of everybody else.
And anger.
We don't want to have to recall anybody. We don't want to have to protest anybody, but we are not going to be ignored, Brandon. Mayor Johnson.
Many in Chicago's Black community and the city council speaking out against spending $51 million to house migrants, asking when will the help for them finally become a reality.
And it cannot be put on the backs of the residents of Chicago without showing them that they're getting something out of this.
Mayor Brandon Johnson, presiding over his second full city council meeting, had to ask for calm more than once.
With a sergeant of arms Please restore some order.
Police also intervening at one point to allow the meeting to proceed. Ultimately, the measure passed with 34 votes. Many who voted to approve the money, like 49th Ward Alderwoman Maria Haddon, call this an immediate crisis that needs attention. But, she says, so do concerns of the city's black residents.
Why are black people in Chicago and some communities so angry? Why is all this kind of anti-immigrant sentiment coming up? And I want to explain to folks, it's because if we cared as much about black people and had over the decades as we do about everyone else, we wouldn't be here.
Sanctuary! Sanctuary!
Oh, why did I teach him that word?